Today's a great day because inside of this trailer, we have a bike that I've been looking to restore for like a week now. So I'm gonna have you guess to see which bike it is. It's gonna be one of these 470 bikes. If you guessed a CB750, you'd be wrong because right here we have a really clean Yamaha RD350. So if you take a look at this bike, it is really clean in most spots. There is a little bit of wear and tear and corrosion all over, but the paint is really clean. There's not too much fading and there's not a whole bunch of rust everywhere, just a little bit. But the biggest thing is when I turn the ignition on, there's no battery in it. But when I put a battery in it and turn the ignition on, all these lights work, except for one little high beam light on the gauges here. But otherwise, it's a perfectly functional, really nice RD350. We're gonna get it cleaned up, make everything shiny again, and see if we can flip it and make a profit. Obviously, this is a restoration video, so there's gonna be a lot of cleaning. But first, there's some mechanical stuff we have to do, putting the battery in so we can actually check out those gauges and the lights. Before I put this battery in, I'm gonna get the bike up on the center stand, which I have Crocs on, so this is hurting my feet. Up on the center stand, and this battery compartment is really tiny, so the other motorcycle batteries I have does not fit inside of it. So we have this little tiny lithium-ion dirt bike battery that should fit right inside of there, we hope, so that we can have some battery for testing. I think with a little bit of convincing, right there, we have our battery. Now let's get those connectors hooked up and we can check the oil and then check the tire pressure, and then this thing's good to start and maybe do a little test ride. Sending up the battery terminals and now hooking up the negative. We got power, headlight works and turn signal works, front and back on both sides. That's a funny sound. High beams work, brake lights work. The only thing, like I said, that does not work is the little high beam light on the gauges, but with that being the only electrical problem on a 50-year-old bike, that's definitely a win. So let's check the tire pressure. So we have the tire inflator on the back tire and it's at 17 PSI. We want 32, so set that to 32. And while we're down here, we can take a look at this pipe. It actually looks really good. Obviously there is some scratching and a little bit of rusting, but for the most part, it does seem like I could polish it out and it'll look good. So, looking forward to this. So that tire done, just have one more tire. And then, like I said, check the oil. We can officially put some gas in it and start up this bike. I took a look at this front tire and thought, wow, that looks a little bit flat. It's at 9 PSI of the 32 that we want. So I'm just gonna pray that we don't have a leak and we can not have to get a new tire or patch it. Moving the kickstart out of the way. This is, obviously, since it's a two-stroke, it's just transmission and clutch oil. But still good to check that it's looking good. Ah, that's not the dipstick I expected at all. I can't really read much from that, but it looks like it is in the good zone. So I'm not gonna worry about it. And it isn't completely black. It does smell really bad. That's not a good sign, but that's okay. Maybe it's just because it's an old bike. I've never worked on a bike this old, 50 years old. So I don't really know what to expect, but I lied to you. I am gonna check one more thing before I ride it, / start it. I do wanna make sure that the engine oil, not like so how these bikes work is you have the gas tank up here that you just put pump gas in, and then right here where this logo is, you put the engine oil and it injects the oil into the gas as it goes into the carburetor, making it effectively the same as a two-stroke like that, where you just put mixed gas in it, but as it goes. I think there actually is plenty in here. Oh yeah, we have a very full reservoir of motor oil, so no worries on that. So with that, officially, we can get this thing started up. Just gonna put the seat down, put the clip on, and then get it off the center stand, you'll kick it over. We put some pump gas in it. Assuming the oil pump works, we should be good to go ride. Stroke on. It runs so clean. I can really appreciate how good this thing runs. It definitely doesn't operate like a two-stroke dirt bike. It's completely different. Sounds so silly, I love it. But I think we're good to go do a test ride. This thing is life-changing. I've never been on something so fun for what it is. You know, it's a 50-year-old bike. This thing is so fun. It's like, man, impressive power for a really old two-stroke. I mean, it's not powerful, and the brakes suck, but it's better than I expected. Adjusting the mirror. Man, you can see how long it takes him to brake. Those brakes suck. But God, is it a fun bike. I've never ridden such an old bike before. I didn't expect it to be so nice for what it is. God, that runs good. Just got the bike started again. We're gonna go for another little test ride around just to see how it cruises rather than just going on the strip. This bike runs so great. It just cruises right along, but if you want it to have power, it still has plenty of power if you ask it to. Hold on good. That's hilarious. It just like doesn't go, and then just goes. Watch this. Now that the fun, easy part of the project's out of the way, we're gonna get to cleaning this bike. So main walkthrough of what I have here is leather polish to get this reupholstered seat nice and shiny. Here we have some turtle wax. This is to protect everything that I get the corrosion and rust off of. Because if I clean off the rust and then just leave it, it's just gonna flash rust again. Here we have wheel and tire shine. I think I'm gonna be using that for the chrome pieces. It's, of what I have, it's the most close to chrome polish available. So I'll be using that to polish things like the exhaust and any other chrome on the bike. And then right here I have some diluted purple power with some aluminum foil, which if you don't know of it, there's a hack where you take purple power or mean green or something like that, some kind of degreaser, and aluminum foil, and it just eats away at rust. As long as you give it light pressure, the aluminum foil is softer than the metal underneath the rust, but it's harder than the rust, so it just takes it right off and leaves the chrome underneath looking really nice. And I don't have anything set up for the paint yet. I'm gonna save that for last, because I may just get some Windex and clean that off. Usually that shines it up pretty nice. But that's enough of me talking. Let's get to cleaning this thing. Just making sure everything looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor. Just with shining up that leather seat right there. Is it real leather? No. But does it shine up nice and pretty? Absolutely it does. That looks really good already. Now we can, another super easy thing is just to shine up these tires and wheels, which I guess there's not really much wheels, it's more of just rims and spokes, but I have it on the center stand so I can just spray and spin right here, and then really easy shine up this tire. And I was flamed for this before. I'm not gonna get tire shine all over the road mating part of the tire, just the sides to make sure they look really nice and pretty. because I do absolutely understand that when you put tire shine on the road mating part of the tire, it can get really slippery and cause a crash, which obviously I don't want. I think if I get a bit of a nicer towel here, it might work a little better. Just kind of rub in that polish. Man, that looks good. Maybe I can get some on the hub here. And can't really do much about the spokes. And actually, as I'm looking at this, I'll show it in a little. This chain really needs some cleaning. I'm gonna clean it up and then I'll re-lube it afterwards. But while we're right here, I may as well get this pipe here nice and shiny. So I'm actually gonna use the same stuff I used for the tire and rims, because it is a wheel shiner, polisher, I guess. So I'm not sure how well it'll work, but I think it'll be close enough to the right thing. Oh, that's looking great. Let me get you a close-up on this. So right here, we have the original, and right here we have the after polish. Getting some polish on there and rubbing it in real nice. That's cleaning up really nice. Man, the guy I bought the bike from could have taken just a few minutes to do what I'm doing right now and just polish everything up, make sure it looks nice, and it would have been worth a lot more. But it's times like that where you can take a bike that you get for cheap and turn it into a bike that's worth potentially hundreds of dollars more, just from a little bit of cleaning up. So I definitely love that chance when it kind of gives itself to me. I got this bike for a very, very good price, and I pretty much know for a fact that I can sell it for a pretty good chunk of money more than I got it for. So again, just polishing the wheel and tire here, and just this few minutes of work, like I said, it does so much for the value of the bike. And it's not even hard work. I'm just getting in here with a towel and scrubbing it down with chemicals that you can get from Walmart for not very expensive. I grew up my whole life watching my dad do this exact thing I'm doing right now. Parting out bikes and making money from it, and flipping bikes and making money from it. I've always wanted to do it. And I always thought, wow, that looks like a lot of work. And while sometimes it is a lot of work, sometimes it's easy as just getting a good deal and then going and doing a little bit of polishing, just like that, and making really good money that I can go have fun with and enjoy. And I enjoy doing the work itself. Working on bikes has always been a hobby for me. So being able to not only work on bikes, but also make some extra money to enjoy, and I get to fulfill my dream of doing content creation all at the same time. I really appreciate everyone who helps me do what I do. Very, very happy to be doing this. And there you go. That looks so good already. And we just barely polished it. There's so much more polishing to do. So much more good looking to happen. So now I'll get some window cleaner and clean off this paint. And you might say, window cleaner? That doesn't sound like it'd be good for paint. Glass cleaner is actually the best for paint shining and cleaning that I've ever used. So you can see there's a little bit of dust on here, a little bit of grime, but just some glass cleaner where it has paint and a little bit of scrubbing. And every single time, it just turns out beautiful. Man, that paint looks so good. That deep reddish purple, I don't remember what they call it. I think it has something to do with purple, but man, that is a beautiful color. Looks so good. The only minor problem is it does look like it has maybe been hit or dropped on this gas tank right here. So that obviously sucks, but otherwise it looks so good. I'm even gonna get the paint up here. There's no going overboard with cleaning here, especially with such a light cleaner. Man, that looks so good. Just one wipe off with glass cleaner can really change how paint looks. Moving to the front side of the bike now, I'm gonna focus on getting everything polished and cleaned off up here, chrome wise, wheel and tire wise, and paint wise. So let's get right into it. Man, this thing just looks better and better every second. And the guy I bought it from actually did attempt to get the dust off the bike. But I'm noticing as I go around here, there's just a little bit that he missed that I can do a better job on and make it a little more shiny and pretty looking. Man, is it nice. That headlight works. For being a 50-year-old bike, having the headlight work really means a lot. Not only the headlight, but the turn signals, they work. That's really worth a lot, which is so nice. cleaning up these gauges up here, making sure everything looks very nice, very pretty, so that this bike can be worth the most of its potential. It sucks with these old bikes as they're going down the road, or I guess with any bike really, the rock chips that fly up and the bugs kind of tears away at the headlight chrome, and you can see on the gauges here and the forks, it all just gets super beat up really bad by the rocks and bugs that go by, and then they don't look as good, so then they're not worth as much, which that's just part of having a 50-year-old bike. Is it's got a lot of wear and tear on it that you're just gonna have to make the best of. Now that we have everything on the right side of the bike here polished up and looking absolutely amazing, we're gonna flip the bike around and do the left side, as well as the front of the gauges here and the back side of the bike. These old bikes with the steel frames are so heavy, they're really hard to move. It's doable, it is not easy. Using aluminum frames on motorcycles was definitely the way to go. I'm glad that a smart man in a basement figured that out. I actually don't know where the idea to use aluminum on bike frames originated from. If you do know, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, because I'm actually interested. I wonder if maybe the idea originated in aircrafts and then moved over to motorcycles, just because it's on an aircraft, you don't want a bunch of steel weighing it down. I'd love to hear what you think is the answer to that. Alrighty. Heavy old bike is up on the other side, and we can get to polishing and wiping down everything. Starting where I left off, I'm just gonna get this pipe and the wheel and tire polished up, as well as this chain guard here. I guess that's what you could call it, maybe like a chain fender. I've never actually seen that before. But I guess with such an open chassis of the bike here, you don't want a bunch of grease or road grime flying at you, so it's a good idea. Should have done this on the other side. Tire already rotates, and just rotate the tire and polish it as it goes. That was easy. It looks a lot better already. Maybe get in there real good, clean up all the dirt. And now, this is the really satisfying part. Watch closely here. All of this, I don't even know what that is. I guess maybe it's minerals that came out of water. Like as it evaporated, the minerals stuck on there. That's my only assumption. But throw this polish on here and wipe it away, and instantly, so shiny. It looks so good. With just one wipe down, really shiny, really good looking. And I am loving this restoration. God, that looks good. This chain is really gross looking, so I'm just gonna clean it up and then relube it. There we go. All right, I'll take the cleaning towel and get it in there and just spin the tire and try and get some of that grease off the chain. That's a lot came off already. That is a lot of old grease and grime and grossness that does not belong there. Cool, and then now lube it up again one last time. We'll call that good. Looks much better. So for the back of the bike, I guess polish up this chrome real quick, or shine up I should say. I wasn't sure how wheel shine would do on this chrome, but it's actually turning out surprisingly good. Definitely better than I expected. When I originally got sent the pictures of the bike, it was all dusty and the paint looked really faded. My expectations weren't really high. But then once I actually got my hands on the bike, everything was so much better than I thought, which I definitely can't complain about. And then one more thing is I'm gonna get this seat up and polish the chrome under the seat, because details matter. Let's get some really light shine in there, and within seconds, clean that up really nice. Now when the buyer opens up the battery compartment here, then they see a little bit nicer than it was before, and that can really go a long way. Now I'm gonna get this paint on this side polished up a bit, and while I'm at it, I'll just get everything. Why not? Never clean too much. In most cases, I should say. Oh yeah, this is the side with the oil compartment for the two-stroke oil. So there's definitely gonna be some oil residue on here. So that's gonna help clean it up really nice to get that residue off of there. And that is looking absolutely amazing. I am very happy with this. Get the seat closed up. And now I can get the gauges shined up here. That'll look good. And I can use this glass cleaner for what it's really used for, right on that mirror there. Yeah, that's looking nice. Get that shined right up. Along with everything else up here that I'm going to also get shined up. Just spray glass cleaner everywhere and then wipe away. With these old 70s electronics, you definitely want to be careful when spraying cleaner on it. You don't want to just soak it in cleaner, because the technology back then wasn't as good as it is now, obviously, and the connections might not be very protected. But a little just drizzle like I did won't harm it at all. I'm actually gonna get this gas cap opened and then clean underneath it. Make sure I get every little bit. There we go, that's looking really good. Man, the chrome up on the front fender has an absolutely mirror finish. I gotta show you this. That is just perfect. You can see right through, right to me. This thing is so fun to ride, and it cruises so well. It's like, impressively for being a 50-year-old bike, it handles amazingly. Man, is that a fun bike to ride. And it feels nice riding because look how pretty this thing is. It looks so good with that paint shining in the sun and the really nice polished up metal. It really looks good. So I'm gonna get some pictures and list this thing on Marketplace, and then next episode, you're gonna see me selling this thing. And after I sell it, that'll fund the next project, which may be helping out fix someone's bike. It may be parting out a bike, maybe flipping a bike, just like this one. So you'll definitely have to stay around and see the next one just like this.